Tertiary Delight. I am Daniel Andrew Boyd, and this is the indelible co-host Priyanka Das. And today we're at Season 1, Episode 7, where we're going to be listening to...
Paul and Sal.
That is correct.
This is a super fun episode. We get to hear about magical family dinners, a miracle, and what else?
Also, there's going to be couch surfing, literal couch surfing.
Tertiary Delight,
a podcast.
It's a podcast where two best friends talk to you
and
about their
best
friendship.
friendship.
And it's basically, we
It's like
lead
we're
them through
eavesdropping
a
on them.
loosely guided conversation.
Interview.
Like feel like you can't pause or say ums or ahs or anything like that. Like it's
Alrighty. Sounds good.
So...
Do you guys have any questions?
I don't think so.
I think I'm ready to go for it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Alright. So, this is my good friend Priyanka. And we met through the internet.
We did.
And we met at a place called Iguana Cafe. Was that your first time?
That was my first time at Iguana Cafe.
That is one of the few restaurants in Chicago that I will miss if I move out of Chicago.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, food here is great, but like I've lived other places and there's not places in like there's something about the restaurants here. They're like good, but I don't like crave them or miss them when I'm gone.
Interesting.
Everywhere else that I've ever lived, there's been like some place where I'm just like, ah, fuck.
I didn't know that. This is my really good friend, Daniel Andrew Boyd. I call him Dan. The first time that we met, when we went to Iguana Cafe, I was immediately impressed with his decision because when I was growing up, I would have sleepovers with my friends. This was like not even middle school, elementary school. And you know those friends that have like the finished basement, which is basically like a whole nother house in itself.
Yeah.
So we would have those have those sleepovers, and then the next morning her parents would like put out like a crepe making station and would like dice up fruit for us, and we would make crepes. So I have this really sensitive spot in my heart for crepes. And so when Dan was like, do you want to get
crepes?
Yeah, I was like, yes. And then we've been friends since.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and this was what, January of
A ridiculous year.
2017 or 2016. We still
It
don't
has to
know.
be 2016.
We still don't know what year we met.
It has
It's
to
a
be
mystery.
2016.
You think so?
10%. Maybe 25%.
Okay, yeah, that sounds, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was in the winter time too, and I feel like people don't usually like want to do things in the winter time, and I do, so I also appreciated that.
Yeah.
Okay, your turn.
This is Sal Fonseca, Salvador. He doesn't have a second name or a middle name. Some people call it that. Yeah, he's a pretty cool guy, you know. We met in my backyard, I think, because my brother invited us over. And after a couple years of knowing each other, we actually moved in together. So, yeah, I've known him for 6 years, maybe.
8 years.
8 years. 8 years, yeah. Yeah, 8 years.
This is Paul Palos. I've known him through his brother John Palos. There was so many things from that. We first started getting to know each other. I used to volunteer for Home Depot, and one of the things we had to do was build a shed. And we built this play shed for his sister.
Which
And-
sister?
Anya?
Anya.
Yeah. She was teeny tiny back. She's still pretty small, but she was tiny back then too. Yeah.
And the next day, John comes up to us. He's like, "Hey, you guys did a great job," and he came to work at Home Depot with us, and that's how the friendship started. John would always invite us to family dinners and all that kind of stuff, and it was always weird for me because a stranger just inviting a guy that he doesn't really know to family dinners, and Paul was always there, like playing his guitar, doing some musical stuff. He was in high school still during that time, right? When you first started?
Yeah, I think it was like sophomore year of high school or something. It's a little nugget, yeah. My hair was a lot shorter too.
It was definitely shorter.
Short, yeah.
You had a lot of phases back then with that kind of stuff.
Wow, that's...
Yeah, that's good. I don't understand. It was just like a volunteer gig? It was like a service hours kind of thing?
No, so Home Depot has a thing where you volunteer and we go to different places and help out.
But they're paying you?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Oh, well, sometimes they pay it and then sometimes it's just actual volunteer.
Yeah.
But you have to be an employee of Home Depot to do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because they were all working. It was John, Sal, and our good friend Oscar were all working at Home Depot at that time. And my little sister Anastasia has like a brain tumor, so Home Depot was like, yeah, we'll make her something, and they're like, yeah, we'll make this little like shed or like playhouse in your backyard. So Sal and Oscar came and made it, and I guess they thought I was like an ass because I came by and they're like sweating and doing this shit for free, building this little playhouse. And I go by there, I'm like, yeah, looking pretty good, guys. And I just guess whacked inside the house. And Oscar's like, you're not going to help us? Like, your mom gave us hot chocolate at least, But yeah.
And even not for us water or anything. Just walked away. Good job, guys. That's it.
But it did look good,
so
the compliment was true. But.
No, yeah, it
cool.
was one of those things where that's how we started to get to know each other because we helped volunteer for this project, and that's how John was always like, you guys helped out for that kind of stuff, come with the family dinners. So he thought we were good people. I think I'm a good person.
Yeah, sometimes.
I try.
To say goodbye and I'm sure. Yeah.
I think, now, do you have any experience like that on your side with your, like, family? Because my family's kind of like that. That every once in a while I would come home and my mom will have, like, invited some random person to dinner.
Oh, that's all the time. During the summertime, especially when we're gunning outside, we always bring so much food. We have a large family, so we cook and grill like no other. And there was always people that will come randomly, and my dad would like, hey, is your friend still hungry? Tell him we still have food. I'm like, I don't know that person. Do you know that person? And they're like, no, I don't know them. But give them food. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So, no, yeah, it happens every once in a while, which is the good heart. You just wanna believe in people with that kind of stuff as well.
Yeah. That's cool.
Did you guys live near each other at the time?
Yes.
Kind of, yeah, we were decently close.
10 minutes away.
Oh, yeah.
10 minutes away. And they would always call me up, and they're like, hey, Sal, we're not doing anything. I'm like, I don't want to do anything either.
Yeah, that's pretty much been our friendship for 8 years.
We would go and chill in the garage and sit there in the garage and just, they would play music. Him and his brothers would play music. Sometimes we would do such random things. There was one time they were throwing out a couch, and we decided to put bungee cords on it and tie it on the back of a truck. And I don't know what I was thinking. I thought I was a surfer at that time.
You're trying to like stand on top of it.
It's my California blood.
Oh my goodness.
So I did. I stood up on the chair as it was being pulled by the truck, and all of a sudden, once the truck did a quick turn, I fell, slid, and just had a whole scratch. And I got up and I just started laughing, and I'm just like,
because everyone else is being smart about it. We did it with like 4 people, and we all sitting down and letting it go. And so I was like, I'm gonna be surfing, guys, and just saw him like eat dirt. It was real bad. But he learned his lesson, man.
I did. It was a good time still.
It was good. Except that was my mom's like favorite couch, And she had it like I didn't know this, but it really hurt her a lot to like get rid of it. And then she came outside and saw all of us like just like messing it up. Can I see?
Yeah.
Okay. Just like fucking it up. And I guess she was like went inside and was like crying. So I didn't find this till like a year later, but we were having I'm sorry. Bro. She's all good with it now, you know, but yeah, no. We were out, a little side note on that couch, we were out, except for I'm one of 9 kids, and my oldest sister was born at the hospital, but the rest were born in our home. And so some of us are actually born on those couches.
Oh, wow.
Wow. Did you know this, Sal?
No.
First time.
Bro.
You got to mention it, man. I wasn't, so it wasn't like you were just like wrecking my birth couch. Fuck your couch.
I mean, I didn't mean to. I was trying to be cool.
Yeah.
It didn't turn out well.
But yeah, so it was a nice, strong beginning for a friendship. And then when John was like, again, my older brother, he's kind of the catalyst for a lot of things. He's like, guys, we're going to move out. Like, you should move out. And Sal and I were like, oh, okay, I guess it's a good idea. And Sal at that time had like the whole upper part of his parents' house, like to himself. And I had like 2 of my brothers had finally moved out, so I had a decent amount of room in my room. And then when John said, let's move out, we're like, oh, okay, yeah, it's a good idea. And Sal were in a room that was the size of like 2 closets with a bunk bed. So we got to know each other really well after that.
Yeah.
I remember like we were like really treading carefully at the beginning because we didn't know each other very well. But then like I think I came home drunk one night and left like pants on the floor, and Sal was like, oh, if he leaves pants on the floor, I could leave his shirt on the floor. And within a week it was just a fucking mess. But yeah. Yeah.
We were still getting the hang of it. It was the first time we moved out, so
yeah, we didn't know.
It was a good learning experience. Should I share the story why we became really good friends?
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
It was something dumb. And so there was one time I gave Paul, because he took the CTA, and I gave him I gave him a venture card that I thought had money in it. And Paul goes out, uses the card, doesn't work. Comes back, he's like, here, Sal, doesn't work. And I get so pissed because I'm like, alright, dude, there is money in that card. That's why I gave it to you. He's like, no, dude, it didn't work. I'm like, dude, are you probably doing it wrong? And so we're going on and off. And at the end of the day, we just both are like, it escalates so bad that we just have to walk away from each other.
We're like yelling at each other because of this stupid card. He's like,
how much money is on this card? Like $10?
I thought there was a lot. I'm not gonna. I'm telling you, it's dumb. It was so dumb.
And I was like, I was like jumping over train styles at that time because I'm like, I don't want to put another $2 on my card. So this card I was like holding on to for a rainy day. And then I swiped and it was like, I was like, Sal. Yeah, so we got really mad. And then John had to come in again, and he was like, guys, it's not worth it. Like, calm down. I'm like, fucking Sal lied to me. And Sal's like, Paul doesn't appreciate anything.
So the crazy thing about that is that, so we both walk away. We both walk away in different directions, and that's it. Like, we just don't talk for that moment. At that night, same time when this is going on,
yeah.
We both decided to go to 7-Eleven. I come back to the apartment, and Paul's already in bed, laying down, and I'm like, okay, it was dumb. Let me apologize. Let me go up to him. I'm like, but I didn't even apologize. I was like, hey, dude, just to let you know, there's a sandwich and water.
And chips, because it was like the 3 deal, you know, for like
and chips
$6
for you in the fridge. You can have it. I'm sorry. Yeah, whatever. And I was like, Sal, I got you a sandwich and chips and water and all that too. Did you go 7-Eleven? I'm like, yeah, dude. We both had the same idea
and like 2 different 7-Elevens too, like, because we were like, we gotta leave. So we were whacking around. And I remember just whacking by myself thinking, and at that time, again, we were so broke that like the best commodity was like food, you know?
Right.
So we couldn't just say sorry. We're like, I was thinking I need to get him some food. And we were still broke, so we like found the deal that was like a sandwich, chips, and a soda for like $6. And yeah. And so we just kind of looked at each other and we're like, okay, I think we're best friends.
Wow.
It was super cute.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Say, I always be hating when I say that. Oh, it's so cute. Yeah. So that kind of solidified it for us, right? You know what? We could do it. We could get through it all. Apocalypse, and I got that sandwich ready, you know.
It's true. But it's crazy to think about that. Like, we needed that tension to be broken like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Yeah.
we didn't know each other that well. And it was that moment where we're like, okay, you know what? We're getting mad at each other and we still don't know each other. And then finally, after all that, we still decided, you know what? Let's
resolve it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's huge.
Yeah, that's a good story.
It's a really good story.
Do you have anything like that?
No, I really don't. But that's always been my thing with friendships is my closest friends have been my longest friends, but because we don't get into conflict.
Oh.
And I don't know what that says about me. I don't know what that says about like my friendships, but I feel that conflict is so important in any relationship, like any form of relationships. So I don't know. I feel like I'm the weird one for not having like arguments with my closest friends.
Yeah. But Josh in that conversation said that too. They're like, no, we always got along.
Oh, Josh.
Oh no, but that's not. Well.
Yeah.
The first Josh?
No, the second one.
I don't know who the second Josh is.
Josh Rivera and Matt.
Oh, so we one of the other people we interviewed, they had been friends for what, 10 years?
Yeah.
And they said the same thing, that they never had like a conflict.
Mm.
But I think conflict is really important. Like I think choosing to break, like to what you said, like to choose to resolve the conflict instead of walking away, which is just easier.
Mm.
Yeah.
That I feel like that would
Making
strengthen.
that, yeah, because you've made a choice,
Yeah.
and then you like,
You have to just.
it sort of strengthens that.
Yeah,
resolve
and you have to
be
admit
like,
that you
I've
were
already
wrong.
put stuff into
Yeah.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, and because there's more weight to it after that. I feel like you don't need conflict to have a friendship. Like
Sure.
I've had good friends I've never had an argument with. But if it like conflict happens and arises, then to face that conflict builds a good friendship.
Yeah.
So
it's like
if-
a broken bone. Like,
Exactly,
it gets
you
better.
know,
It's
you
a little
splinter
stronger
it up,
after.
you know, it patches itself up a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Actually, no. I'll take that back. Yesterday, one of my roommates, who's also one of my closest friends, we've been really good friends for a few years now. This is dumb, like most things, but I've been trying to go to this restaurant called Mini Mott in Chicago. It's in Logan Square, and I've been pushing to go, with my roommates, and my roommate went without me. And this literally happened either yesterday or 2 days ago.
Yeah.
And I remember being really upset about it and communicating that I was upset about it.
Yeah.
But then I'm like realizing right now that literally in a heartbeat he resolves it, because he was like, I'm ready to go tonight, just let me know the next time you're ready to go. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe that's just
Yeah.
like what it is. Like the people I choose to have really close to me, conflict is resolved immediately.
Yeah.
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 Because there were definitely things like building up. Like it wasn't like just that. Like
Right,
I'd have
right.
people like Sal came home once and like someone was on his bed or something. Like one of my friends I invited, like, and it's just stupid things and like,
Yeah, but I can
the
see
first
that.
night
Yeah.
there.
Oh my gosh, bro.
So I've always been like viewed by my parents as like, even though I'm not the youngest, I'm the middle. They're like, I'm the youngest, and people watch out for him. So when Sal moved out, they're like, Sal, you gotta watch out for our son. Like, you don't know what could happen to him.
They told me make sure you take care of him. Make sure that it's because we were near. So we lived in Logan Square, and it's near Humboldt Park, where some parts of it are really bad.
Right.
And so his parents told me, take care of him, make sure he's okay. You know, just watch out for him. And I'm like, yeah, I got you. No worries. I'll take care of him. Nothing will happen to him.
And we had finally like finished unpacking things, and I was like, Sal, I'm gonna go have a cigarette. And so I was walking out having a cigarette, and I thought to myself, like, oh, here's an opportunity to play a prank. So I made sure it took me like 30 minutes to have the cigarette. Like, I had a couple. Like, I was really dragging it out. And then I like took off my shirt and took off my shoes, and I banged on the door. And Sal opens up, I'm like, Sal, I got robbed. They took everything. They took my shirt, my shoes, I don't have my wallet. And I was like pretending to cry, like really pulling it out. And Sal's just like, oh no, like come in, go inside. And so I go into my room, and I have my back to him, and it sounds like I'm crying, but I can't stop laughing. I turn around, and I just bust out laughing. And I've never seen this like outside of a cartoon. Sal's face just went like cherry red, like starting from and just going like right up, and he was so fucking mad.
I was, but I didn't do anything about it. I didn't even say a word. That's how mad I was, because I couldn't say anything, because my whole mindset was, I messed up. His parents are never gonna forgive me. And it's the first day.
I brought him out here.
Yeah, it's the first day. Everything's already got through. I'm just like,
and they take my shirt for some reason. I don't know.
I was just like, oh, I can't believe. And then I'm over here. Okay, I need to calm down, because I need to help him out. I need to, like, you know, whatever happened. But you know, I'm here for you. You know. And I go in there, and he's like, he is just like that. He's just like, oh. And I'm like, about to like grab his shoulder and just like, dude, it's okay, don't worry. And he's just like, and I was just like,
oh, he was so mad. I never
say
seen him mad like that. It scared me, and then I was like, I tried to apologize. He's like, don't talk to me. Like, you can't talk right now. Oh man, yeah. So
I can't believe that was the first night too.
Yeah. It was mainly Sal's always been a good roommate. I said stupid things like having someone stay in his bed, but that's a pretty big thing in hindsight. Like if I came home and some rando was in my bed. But so yeah, and I guess the levees just kind of broke at that one point. But I think it was because we were thrown into like you know, close quarters so quickly into our friendship, because we had known each other for like a couple years, but it wasn't like we hung out every day and like shared secrets or whatever. And then all of a sudden we're like in a room that's teeny, sharing pretty much like a bed, just a bunk bed. And so everything, like where other friendships, it might take like years and years for conflict to arise, and they're small little ones, you know, like that. It was just, everything was just so bunched together that it just really erupted into a big one. But it ended up being a good thing, you know, in the long run.
I can't get mad at him. I can't. There was one of our Oscar. He makes like little short films, right? Mm-hmm. And one of the scenes where it was me and Paul, we were acting, and we had to act out that we were mad at each other. And it took us 43 takes.
And like 2 hours, man.
2 hours, because I could not get mad at him. We just started laughing. And we didn't mean to laugh, but it was just like, we were so nice.
This is so ridiculous. I can't.
We couldn't fathom being angry at each other. And it was just like, it was something so stupid too. And we just kept on like doing this over and over again. We tried different things, like I'll look away when the camera's not on me, or maybe I'll look up and then you look down. It was just a disaster, you know.
It was.
Also, we had a decent amount of Jack Daniels.
Yeah, we did. We had a whole bottle, but it was worth it. It was worth it. I mean, not for the scene, but.
Does the video exist?
Oh, yeah.
It exists, but.
Oh, it's bad.
It's on private.
It's on private.
Yeah.
Okay, all right.
It's about like, what is it called? It's about Legos, like someone who's obsessed with Legos. There was another thing. We made Lego heads for Halloween one year because we really wanted to make our own costumes. So is Sal, Oscar, and I. We made these giant Lego heads from things at Home Depot.
And
Everything.
it was a 70s theme party, a 70s Halloween party.
Yeah.
So we're dressed up in these colorful shirts, and our pants are like with the bag, what's it about? The
Bell bottoms?
Bell bottoms.
Yeah.
And we were there having a good time, and everybody's like, "Oh, you guys, your costume is so great. You mind taking a picture?" And we're like, "Yeah." They're like, "But only the heads." And we're like,
They didn't care about us.
"Oh, what? All right." Yeah,
like, you would take the head off and hand it?
Yeah, literally, they took us. They even make us. They were like, "We don't want pictures of you guys, just." And we're like, "Wait, but you don't even know it's us, ugly." Like, yeah.
Yeah, it was a blow to the pride.
And they would stack it up like actual Legos and like actually build off of it. And I'm like,
we could be in there trying to peek around because they're pretty like decent sized heads. They're big.
Right.
We still have them at our apartment. It's usually right by the door, so when guests come in, just these giant Lego heads greeting them. Yeah, the apartment aesthetic is eclectic, to say the least.
Do you use the term best friend? Is that how you think about it in your head?
Now it's become more of family. Like
Yeah.
he is a brother.
Yeah.
It's gotten to the point where I see him as a good friend, but at the same time I see him as like family. Like it's just like whatever he needs, like I could support him like with his Wilde and his band stuff. I'm always there for that kind of stuff. You know, I'm always there, being a fan, being a good friend, being someone that, you know, is listening at the same time, helping them, guiding them with the kind of stuff as well.
Yeah.
So it is a best friend, but at the same time it is evolved to a brother. You know, he is another brother.
Yeah.
And his parents think I'm another son as well.
Yeah.
They're like, "Oh, Sal, unfortunately you got stuck with these brothers." And I'm like, "Oh, it's okay."
You know, my parents really like you is when they give you chores when you come to visit. They're like, "Yeah, could you run to the store and pick up some milk or something?" It's like, he's a guest. They're like, no, he's not. He's not a guest. But no, it's definitely like, it is that sort of brother thing. Because I'll do anything for my family, and I view Sal as my family. And I know, like, that he'll do anything for me, and it really is. There's just moments that kind of solidify it over the years. Like, it was after, I think, my first show, because I'm in a band named Wilde. You can find us on Spotify.
Plug.
But yeah, it was after the first show, and there was like, you know, usually first shows, there's like maybe 20 people there, like friends, close friends and family, but there was tons. We had packed the place. And I thought I would be like super happy, and I think I was happy, but I didn't really know like what was going on or what the future would be like with that. And so the next day I called up Sal, and it started just as like a regular call, and I don't even know why I called him. But then I just started crying like on the phone. I'm like, Sal, I don't even know why I'm crying, but I'm just crying. There's so many emotions going on, and yesterday was awesome, but I you know, feeling out these things. And he just tacked me through, and he was with, I found this out later, he was with some of his other friends at that time. He's like, sorry, I got to go. I got to take this call. And he stayed on the phone for like at least an hour and just listening to me and tacking me through things and just being a great guy. So like, yeah, if you could cry on the phone with somebody, like that person's family, you know. So I definitely view Sal as family.
Yeah. Do you have tiers and like levels, like acquaintance, friend, good friend, family? Like, what is the hierarchy? Or
I mean, I think that's...
do you not think about it in those terms?
No, I think you have to think about it, because at the same time, it depends on the situation and it depends on the environment as well. Like work, there's definitely a lot of acquaintances because
and work friends.
Yeah.
I think that's, for me, that's separate.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like you have to think about it in this different environments and all that kind of stuff. Like I barely started working at Revolution, so a lot of these people, I can't see them as like good friends because I don't hang out with them as often as other people have, or
Yeah.
do things like with them as I would do with them. So there's definitely like just work friends or people that I just see at work and that kind of stuff. So I think there's certain times where you have to view things at that certain way as well.
Yeah, like different tiers. Yeah, I guess there's like, I don't know, because you can know a lot of people and just really know a handful of people. And I think that's like the most healthy way to approach friendship, because if you treat your best friends like the peripheral friends, then they're going to feel like underappreciated. And if you try to treat all your friends like your best friends, then you're just going to be stretched too thin.
Mm-hmm.
So it's almost like, it's weird to categorize people, but I think just to like move forward in any sort of friendship, it needs to be understood like what sort of friendship this is. And inherent in that is like a categorizing. So yeah, that's kind of strange. I never thought about it that way, but I think it's the only way you could really approach and like keep friends, you know. Maybe I'm wrong though. Could be 100% wrong.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's a lot of good stories.
I was having a conversation, and the way it connects is like you were saying, like you have different obligations and expectations of someone who you think is like in the different tiers, right? Like the family, I'll do anything for. A good friend has a $200 limit.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like you, that's probably an exaggeration. $15.
$200. That's like
That's
like a
that's
spouse.
awesome. That's awesome. I was like, wow.
Yeah, we gotta talk more.
Pretty generous friend.
Right.
No, that's true.
Yeah, I can't even do that for you, bro.
$6 is your limit.
They did get into a drop down about a CTA pass card.
It was bad. I'm saying
We're
it's
cheap dates,
true.
man. We're cheap
Did you guys
dates.
ever resolve that?
Yeah.
No,
There was never money on that card.
There wasn't.
I swear. You're admitting it?
But I'm admitting it, but I'm just saying that there probably wasn't.
Because I had like 5.
You probably wasted it before.
I had
that.
5. I was like a mom of 8 with coupons at the grocery store. I had like 10 venture cards at that time. And just like, maybe there's money on this, you know?
Right.
I convinced one of the woman who was working there, that I was a high schooler when I was 21 years old, so I could use the high school pass. I'm like, yeah, I've been in Venezuela for the past 3 years. I had to help my family out there, and I missed high school, so now I'm taking it now. It's really embarrassing for me. So this was the context of me expecting money on that card. Oh, Lordy. But yeah. And now, I mean, a really awesome thing is we had spent that year at the apartment, and then our third roommate, like I said before, was my brother. And he got married, so he had to move out, and we both moved back with our parents. And we told ourselves, like, when we move out again, like, we're going to move out together. Like, unless one of us is married or something, that'd be weird. But neither of us are married as of yet. And yeah, just, it's been a little over a year now. But Sal's like, hey, dude, I think it's time. And so I'm like, all right. And we started asking around, and it worked out that my family member owns a building down in Little Italy. And we actually did it, you know, like we moved in together, and now we have 2 other roommates. It's a bigger place, and we don't have to share a bunk bed anymore. But it was really awesome. And for like the first couple of months, I'd like look at Sal at random times or like call him up, whatever, and be like, dude, we did it. We told ourselves we were going to move out together, and we actually did it. So yeah, it's been fun.
It's been a heck of a good time.
Yeah.
Heck of a good time.
Again, like having your own rooms is definitely nice.
It's even better than before.
And now Sal has
like this time I don't have to worry about somebody being on my bed.
You just invite your friends to stay in my bed. I've gotten home like so many times, like 2 a.m. Not so many times, twice. And like Oscar has Oscar has been like passed out like on my clothes because he's very like courteous. He won't sleep on my bed, but he'll just sleep on my clothes. So yeah. So I guess like old habits die hard, but you know, pizza has been a consistency in our friendship too. Like that was how we treated ourselves back in the day. Is we'd get pizza or get Oscar to buy it for us.
we used to have a game night. Well, we still have game night.
Yeah.
A tradition that started 5 years ago.
Has it been? No.
It's been a while.
Holy moly, yeah.
It's been a while. We first started going at Oscar's place, and his basement was like really nice, and we would go there, order pizza, and just
Play video games.
play video games.
Trying to make it sound better.
I'm just trying to make like very exclusive, very fancy. We had like candlelight.
Get like Mike's Hard and stuff. Which like we could drink that around each other, but like my brother's a brewer and he works with the. So if we told people that we actually like that
Like portables.
shit.
Sugary drinks.
Like the mango one.
It's
Anything mango.
Yeah.
A present for Sal is anything mango related.
Mango.
Mucho mango, Arizona, man. Come on.
One time for Christmas, his family got me, cause I also like Chinese food.
Oh yeah.
And so they gave me a gift card for Chinese food, and they gave me a bag full of mucho mango. And I'm like, wow, this is the greatest gift ever. This is awesome. Like, you guys are paying attention. It's just so nice.
And I think you took me when we got the Chinese food. Like I think you used, yeah. Oh, I owe you a lunch too because you picked me up. Yeah. So we'll go out for Chinese food. I'll bring it back.
That's always our thing as well. I'm like, he's like, Sal, I need a favor. I'm like, food? I'm like, yeah.
But yeah, that Monday night thing, that was cool because we realized that all of our schedules were kind of going in different places and we wouldn't be able to see each other as often. So it was a weird sort of like business transaction among friends or like executive decision. But we're like, okay, every Monday night we're going to make sure that we see each other. No matter what, we'll get pizza. It happened that like pizza on Monday nights by our old house was like 50% off, so that was a determining factor. We got pizza and we played video games, and we're like, no, even if we don't see each other for the rest of the week or whatever, we'll make sure that Monday nights happen. And so it almost felt weird, like scheduling your friendship, but it really helped because at that time, if we didn't do that, we wouldn't see each other that often. And now it's become like a force. Monday nights, there could be like 3 people there, like 20 people in our apartment playing like games and like drinking beer, eating pizza still.
Is there a specific game?
Oh, there's so many. That's where we get mad because like four roommates, like if you get upset about every little thing, like it's not gonna work out. But we let our anger through like game night. So if we're playing like charades or something, we're like, "Fucking, you guys cheated! You did the same movement I did," and stuff like that. But there's a pun game because we all love puns.
Puns.
What else? Oh, speed. We were on a speed kick for a while. And we have these big old tournaments, and Sal got like a WWE belt. So if you won the whole thing, you got to wear the championship. Oh, and recently, because we'll have like girls and guys nights and then just guys nights. We'll kind of like do it like back and forth like that.
Yeah.
And so recently, it was just a guys night, and we're like, what should we do? You know, so we started drinking a lot. And then someone had the idea of like, what if we like reenacted WWE? And so we're like, yeah, that's a great idea. So we filmed like promo, and this was like a couple of weeks ago. We filmed like promo videos, and we each had our own character, and we choreographed fights and everything. And we were like kind of drunkenly doing this ridiculous thing, but it was so cool that all 4 of us at the apartment, all 4 roommates, well, 3 roommates and then Oscar, who's basically, as you may have learned, like he's just kind of there all the time. We all just kind of like agreed simultaneously that like, yeah, you know, 20-something-year-old dudes will still do this. Like, this is a great idea. And we had a blast, like just smashing each other with pillows and drinking tons of beer, you know.
I mean, remember that one time with John, he's like, guys, we're going to get a slip and slide.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, not even like the large ones, the little kitty ones.
So you like go off the end and get like grass burns down every part of your body and everything.
We were too tall for it. It was just, we're like sliding off, and then I don't know whose idea was it, but like it was close to the where the cars are going.
Yeah, it was
so
close to the
concrete.
road.
Yeah, the road. I was trying to remember if it was the driveway or not. I was like, wait.
It was close enough. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. So just stupid things like that. And I think that's another thing. Like, people say that in, like, relationships, too. Like, you gotta do things to make yourself feel young and like, maintain that youth. And, I mean, none of us are, like, super old now or anything, but, yeah, just that willingness to be, like, goofy and to just have fun and make fun of yourself and do stupid things. That's always been kind of consistent in our friendship, and I think, yeah, it's definitely helped. It makes it exciting, because you never know. Like, it could be a random Monday night and we're filming WWE promo videos. Yeah.
No, it's definitely a good thing to embrace those kind of things, to bring your inner child out.
Yeah.
Especially with people that you don't think will do this kind of stuff. And then when all of a sudden everybody gets together and just wants to have a good time and enjoys, not even just bringing out your inner child, just enjoys the moment, just embraces everything about it, just to continue being happy without, because you have people where they don't want to do anything like this. They don't want to participate in any kind of stuff. They just want to relax. They just want to focus. And no, not these guys. Like, these guys have been willing to do whatever it takes to have a good night.
So now that Oscar's getting married, like, next year, we got to really filter through some of these stories and see what we could tell and everything. But we've had, some good times, so.
So, hearing the stories about Oscar and then finding out that he's about to get married is a bit of a shock to me. Like, he passes out in my room all the time. I don't let him sleep on the bed.
So
he has
that's
to
why he's a
sleep
good
on
guy.
the
He's a good
floor.
guy.
He's always around, but he's also getting married.
Who's this lucky woman?
Yeah, when you put it all together like that, it's like, wow, yeah, okay. No, she's a great lady. Well, oh man, this is kind of a segue, but they first met, Oscar, and this kind of solidifies how stupid the three of us are, because we just end up doing everything the wrong way. So they met at one of my sister's events, and he was like talking to her, like, he's like, wow, I really like her, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, hey, what do you want to drink? And she, like, told him, and he's like, I'll have a rum and coke, because that's all he drinks. He's like a 40-year-old man, he gets the same thing everywhere. But, he's like, I'll have a rum and coke, and the guy, the bartender did both their drinks and brought it up. And then Oscar handed him his card, and he was declined. So it's like, there's no bounce back from that. So then Anne, his future wife, had to pay for both their drinks. But yeah, she's a pretty incredible lady, yeah. This dude's doing WWE, crashing on strangers' beds, not being able to pay for her drinks. But yeah, now they're getting married, so I guess it worked out. Damn, Oscar, good job. Buen trabajo, man.
That's great. And then your sister had a brain tumor?
Has. Yeah. And
what is the...
So she doesn't have to be on chemo or anything anymore. It's pretty incredible. Our whole family. My other sister had her hand really badly burned, like she almost lost it. So our whole family's been like trial through fire or by fire, whatever that phrase is. But she got to go to Rome for her Make-A-Wish, and they're like, okay, you could take your parents and you. And she was like, well, no, I kind of want to bring my whole family. And they're like, we can't do that. And so she told them, and she was maybe like 6 at this time. And she told them, it's like, it's okay, I don't need any wish. If I can't bring my family, then I don't need to go. And they're like, holy shit. And so she's like, let me talk to some people. So they taxed some people, did some more fundraisers than were previously scheduled. And they're like, okay, we could bring 5 of your siblings. She's like, no, that's okay. Like, you don't need to do that. And they're like, okay, let's talk to more people. And eventually they got all 9 of us, the 2 parents, out to Rome.
Oh my God.
She got to meet the Pope. He talked to her for a little bit.
Which Pope was
I think this was Benedict still at that point.
Okay.
Because he was a Pope, and then he resigned, and then it was Francis. Yeah. So I think it was Benedict. And so my mom and her got to meet the Pope, and he kissed her forehead. And, I mean, believe what you want to believe.
Sure.
But they we got back to the States like a week later. They had an MRI a couple months later, and the tumor had shrunk. So they're like, yeah, we don't have to. So they gave her, some pills and stuff for nausea, but they stopped doing chemo and radiation. Or I don't think she ever did radiation, but they stopped doing chemo and all that completely. So her eyes are a little fucked up, but the tumor is pretty much stable. It had grown a little bit over the past 3 years, but yeah, it's pretty incredible. Wow. So, yeah. And that playhouse that they built still exists, and she's a little artist, so she has all of her artwork in there in her little studio and stuff. So it's pretty incredible.
How old is she now?
She just turned
13, 14?
No, because James is 15. I think she's 17 or 16. Yeah.
16.
I sound like a bad brother, but yeah,
no,
she's 16. I think.
And I don't even have 8 other ones. I'm still like, how old am I? I'm just like, they are X number of years away from me.
Yeah, it gets complicated. Thank God for Facebook, you know. Maria's having a birthday. Oh, hey Maria, happy birthday. Oh, wow. But yeah, she's amazing. She did one of the pieces of art during my album release show. I had a couple different artists. Priyanka was there. Had a couple different artists show, had their artwork projected on the wall behind the stage.
Yeah. And
her piece was up there, one of her pieces. So that was really cool to have that. But yeah, our family's they're so tight. My parents come to pretty much all of our shows, and my brothers and sisters come to pretty much all of my shows. So when I call Sal my brother, it's it really is he's there. You know.
It's amazing to see that. Their family is definitely a family that you can this is what a family should be, you know. And to be part of it is it's a great honor. It's definitely it means a lot to me to know that they consider me family.
Yeah.
But my longest, closest friend, so the person I've been friends with for the longest, in the closest way.
Yeah.
Her parents and my parents were friends. We met when we were both in 4th grade. And then it was one of those situations where her mom was walking her to school and my mom was walking me to school. And it was the first week, and she had just moved into the neighborhood, my neighborhood, directly across the street from me. And we looked at each other, and I was like, "Oh, you're in my 4th grade class." And she was like, "Yeah, I am." And then our moms were behind us, and then they started talking because the kids were talking. And so a lot of our play dates were our moms also hanging out.
Yeah.
And that's a huge thing. Is I'll always think of her parents as also my home.
Yeah.
Because I would it's just you talk to them in a way that it feels like they care about you in the same way that your parents care about you. And yeah, wow. It's a real thing.
It's a beautiful thing as well, though.
Yeah.
To think of another place as you have another place where you could call home as well.
Yeah, he buys all my siblings Christmas gifts and stuff, and I don't even buy all my siblings Christmas gifts. So it's good. It's good to have them around for Christmas time.
Sal, do you have your own siblings?
Yes, I am in total of 6.
Oh wow, so it's pretty big too.
5 guys, 1 girl.
Okay.
Oh, this was so cute. We went to it was super cute though.
Oh my goodness. Yeah. There was one time we were because they always wanted to meet my family, and my family is always either working or they have weird schedules where they can't meet the family.
Gotcha.
This one time I was like, you know what, let's try and make it happen. And so we got our little brothers, and we're like, you know what, we're gonna go and watch a movie. And they're like, yeah, let's go watch the Lego movie.
I think it was just the Lego.
Oh yeah, the Lego movie.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a good movie.
So we go. I bring my little brother, and they're like, "Oh my goodness, we're finally meeting one of your family members. Oh, this is so exciting, and this is the best day ever." And we go, and my little brother is so shy. He's practically like me.
Yeah, he is exactly like you. You guys were wearing the same thing. He was walking behind you like Sal, just like a teeny one. Oh, it was so freaking cute, man.
We get to the movie theater, and we had the whole movie theater to ourselves. This huge movie theater, and we're just like acting goofy with our little brothers, and we're just like screaming, woo! And they're like, guys, like, stop.
They're embarrassed.
yeah. And we're like, wait, what? They're like, okay, we'll do it too, but you guys gotta come down. And we're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but little Henry, I'll never forget. He was like whacking the same way that Sal whacks too.
I don't know what
and
you're
he had
talking about.
his
I don't know what
jeans
you're talking
on,
about.
like hands in his pocket. I was like, this is freaking adorable. Oh yeah.
We were twinning that day. We were twinning.
Yeah, and they were teeny, and now they're old. Yeah, it's weird. It's like, yeah, seeing your family get older and stuff. It's definitely a strange thing.
Yeah, I still remember James being so short. Now, like, he's like, whoosh.
And now he's trash talking during basketball
Yeah,
and stuff.
that too.
Oh my gosh. I guess
Little
so
Henry
bad.
too, dog.
Does he trash talk?
Yeah, like all the time. He's like, wow, I guess ugly beard grow.
Was he the one who's like, shh,
Yeah.
you talk too much?
My little brother is so savage to me sometimes. Like one time I was talking to him, I'm like, dude, you gotta calm down. He's like, shh, you talk too much. I'm like, just like that. He just goes up to me, he's like, shh, you talk too much. And now he's getting older, and the first thing he says, I'm like, hey, dude, what's going on, man? Give me a hug. He's like, oh man, you have an ugly beard. I'm like, oh. Thank you.
Thank you. Oh my goodness. Yeah, when little brother starts to trash talk, that's the worst. I could thankfully still beat James in basketball,
That's
but
the
give
thing.
it like 2 months and he'll be able to beat me, and I'm just not gonna be a happy camper.
I can see it now. He's gonna be.
I know.
It's gonna be bad.
We've really hit like all of them just naturally.
Yeah.
But in the conflict area, has there ever been a third party that fucked with your vibe?
Not really.
I don't think so.
And was I dating anyone when we first met?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was dating someone when we first met, and you're dating someone now, and you had a couple girlfriends throughout the years, but it's never been, actually, yeah, that one girl, but Sal was like, yeah, no. So I guess kind of, yeah.
There was one time I had a girlfriend. The family again invited me and her to a family dinner, and I'm like, guys, really? Are you sure you want me to bring her as well too? I mean, I barely. It was like only 3 months that I knew her, and it was like weird for me to bring her as well to like a family dinner.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay,
3 months is
well
closing enough.
Yeah. I was like, okay, yeah, you know what? We've done this before already. You guys always invite me, and it came out well. So let's do this.
Yeah.
And she meets them. She meets Paul and his brother Joe, and later on that night, she says, "Sal, if you still want to date me, you have to stop being friends with them."
No.
What?
An ultimatum after 3 months? After a family dinner.
I know, that's crazy.
And I was like, "What do you?" I didn't understand it at first. I thought she was like playing around. I'm like, that's
gotta be a joke.
Yeah,
You
it just
have
makes no
to-
sense.
Yeah.
Right, you just got invited to dinner.
Yeah.
And that's your response?
I know.
What was she upset about?
She just said that she didn't like who they were, and it's no offense to you, bro. It's not. Because honestly, no.
I don't even know why.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, I didn't understand what she was going with this. I'm like, what are you? She's like, I can't believe that you're friends with those people. I'm like, whoa. I was just like, this is.
Who was this girl?
And I'm like,
that's so
she's
wild.
Like, she's
Isn't
like,
that crazy?
either you choose me or them. And I was like,
What?
I've known these guys for years. 4 years.
Literally years.
And I've only known for 3 months, and this is the first time we get invited to a family dinner, and no.
And just,
no.
just you two, like you and your brother.
Yeah,
not
it was
anyone
just
else?
it was just them two.
The rest of the family, fine.
I tend to be a slob when I eat, so maybe that was part of it.
I don't know what it was.
Yeah.
How long did you last after that conversation?
A week later, I was like, you know what, I can't believe that.
I can't get it out of my head.
It was just
said that.
like, I was like hanging out with them, and then every time like she would text me, I was like, it would get me in my head again. I'm like, she doesn't like them. She doesn't like them, but they're my friends. I'm not gonna stop hanging out with them.
Right.
And I think that's the only time. But after that, I was just like, no, you know what? My friends have to like the person that I'm dating because they're like family. Mm-hmm. Your family knows you best, so they can choose and help you decide on those kind of things as well.
Right. They know you in a certain way that you don't even know yourself sometimes.
Exactly. So that one situation made me think and made me realize that I appreciate their opinion. I don't
remember having a problem with her.
Bro, it was the first time. What? There was nothing wrong that you guys did. I just don't know what happened. She just out of nowhere. She's like, either you stop hanging out with them, or we stop dating. I'm like, well, I'm not gonna stop hanging out with you. And I didn't want to stop dating you, but I guess that's what.
Yeah. But now I do.
Yeah, it's a pretty crazy thing to just be saying, but
That's great.
Wow.
My very first girlfriend, one of my best friends, broke up with her for me.
Oh shit!
Like, unbeknownst to me. And like he was just like 4 months or weeks or whatever. He was just like, you gotta break up with that girl. This is the worst relationship ever. You have to break up with her. And I was like, I can't do it. I can't do it. And it was just like a crazy person. And then she, in a weird twist, would like write me messages all the time. She'd be like, last night I dreamt about your friend. All the time.
What?
Stuff like that.
The friend who did the breaking up.
Yeah, but like before he broke up. So they're on IM together, and they would have like these hilarious semi-flirty conversations. And then he would like send them to me, and he'd be like, you have to break up.
Yeah. Dude, I got evidence, man. It's like one of those TV shows. Caught her cheating,
Right. But she would send them to me too, so I was just like, everybody knows that you guys are talking, blah, blah, blah. And then one day, he was just like, he IM'd her and was like, Dan broke up with you today. And she's like, what? And then she called me out and she's like, Matt Kraut says you broke up with me. And I was like, well, Matt Kraut says it.
Well, I guess
that's incredible. Oh my goodness, that should be a service. Get people to break up with people.
I think there is that.
Is there?
Yeah. Well, there's different ways now.
TaskRabbit. $5.
Hey, can you stop?
Why? Because she hates my friends.
Dude, it was just so ridiculous. Couldn't believe it, man.
Yeah, that's been like the only outside, but there always has been like that, like just confronting conflict. I think has really been a part of it. Like we've never not said sorry for something that we feel is like forming a wedge, or like brought something up if we felt like something was weird or whatever. But yeah, luckily it's never really been a third party that's gotten in the way like that. But
we usually ask.
Yeah.
Did you have something?
No.
Just like, I mean, you guys kind of touched on friendship, but if you wanted to riff on friendship and like what you think is important about it and kind of where you guys see your friendship going, like what is it? 10 years from now, 100 years from now, if you guys are still friends, which seems to be likely.
Yeah.
Where do you guys see your friendship? What do you guys see yourselves doing? Family dinner still?
Family dinners all the time.
Yeah.
With the little ones, with the little family members.
Yeah, dude, little ones running around,
Yep,
you know?
for sure. All
we'll
the
get
time.
married, have wives and children.
We're going to still be hanging out, still getting pizza.
Be the goofiest ones where a kid's going to be like, Dad, what are you doing?
On, stop.
Get the la boca, I'm cuckoo.
My little brother taught me this.
Yeah, I mean, I better be like giving a speech at your wedding. Like, come on. So that will be one thing, and yeah, I guess
It's funny that we see each other in like each other's weddings, like just doing speeches, doing our. I still want to do a dance, like
choreograph a dance.
Yeah,
We've been trying to convince like
two
different people that have gotten married by this point. We've been trying to convince them like, yo, let us choreograph a dance for you. It's gonna look so good. And they're like, no, that's stupid.
It's funny because then we never say that for each other.
yeah. We'll do it for other people's weddings. We have this vision of like ripping open our shirts, and we have a shirt with the groom's face on it. You know.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Yeah.
I
mean, we think it's awesome. So that's in the future, hopefully. Oscar, man, better hop on that. His wife's gonna. That'll be like the last straw. Is like after she gets married to him, she'll be like, "Listen, I hate your friends." But yeah, 10 years. Like we've talked about that. Like when we have families and stuff and all that jazz, and you know, we'll just have more and more stories and. You know, friendships and lives are kind of built on the stories that you've accumulated over the years. And I'm always excited, like, 10 years down the line, 5 years down the line, to see what we're looking back at today and what really was meaningful. Because, like, when I'd, like, reminisce about when we first moved out, so we had moved out to Logan Square, then moved back to our families' houses, respective families' houses. And I found, like, the thing I missed the most looking back was just, like, going on walks with Sal. It could be like an hour long, 2 hour, 3 hour line. Because again, like out of necessity, you do things, and we didn't have any money, so it's like, hey, do you want to go for a walk? And I'm like, sure, let's go for a walk. Yeah. And that was like the most beautiful thing. So I'm excited, like 10 years down the line, to see what was really meaningful and awesome right now.
The best part of it is that it never feels like you had like we could have some time off from each other, like months without seeing each other. But then the moment we see each other again, it's just like it felt like yesterday. You know, like not a day has gone by.
Yeah.
We continue doing the same things and catching up. Not even catching up because we're just going forward with it, and it's just it honestly feels like we're like no matter the space or time, it's still the same as the day before or better. It gets better.
Cute. You know, it's really cute.
Yes.
Adorbs. They brought me on a trip that I wasn't able to go. Oscar and Sal.
Oh my God.
I wasn't able to go with them. They went to like Carolina or something, Nebraska.
This is how good friends we were.
Let me brag.
Paul, we asked Paul, hey Paul, we're gonna go to Tennessee.
Tennessee, yeah.
And we wanted you to come. He's like, oh guys, I have plans. I'm not gonna be able to make it with you guys. And we're like, dang it. Me and Oscar thought we should take a picture of his face and bring it along with us.
Yeah.
So along the trip, we had this huge head. We took 3 poses of him, 3 facial poses. One of them sleeping, one of them excited, one of them mad. And so the difference, like when we were eating, we were having dinner at this fancy restaurant, and we put Paul on a seat, and he like with his excited face on, and so even though he wasn't there, he was still there because of this. Like his memories. How's it going? Like his memories, our memories were part of his memories. Like he was still, even though he didn't come with us, he was still part of the picture.
That's
like
great.
literally.
Yeah. So they'd send me like texts every now and then and be like, dude, you're getting drunk on moonshine, man. And I'd be like, wow, I do look like that.
So there was time like with the sleeping pose,
Who's Sleeping Paul?
We put a moonshine because in Tennessee it's legal there, so they have like their whole facilities, and we're like posing Paul sleeping like this with moonshine all over. We covered him in a blanket. And we're like, dude, stop getting so drunk. It was a heck of a good time. It was our way to make sure that he still felt like, you know, he was part of. Even though we were far away, he was still with us. You know.
I think this was successful. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
of course.
For sure.
Blast.
It's always good to bring you back.
We would just be talking about this anyway.
Okay, bam. We finished the show.
You finished a show.
And now what do? You're like, clearly.
You keep going.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Clearly you have nothing better to do. So just listen to the next show.
Oof.
If you made it through a full one. Oh, and then number 2, if you listen to the first show, we were like, we're super accessible.
Yeah.
You can email us and talk to us.
All of that is in the footnotes of each episode.
But I want to like raise the stakes.
Okay.
And be like, definitely email me. If you made it through this show.
I want you to email me.
Yeah, just like do it.
Do it.
Like it's not like okay, you could do this.
No, do it.
This.
Yeah.
Do this thing.
Please do it.
Literally.
Yeah. We'd be so happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have so many friends. I have a couple friends who do podcasts, and then they're like, 100 thousands of people listen. I have no feedback. It's fucking. I want 2 people to listen and just send me feedback, and then I'll feel good about myself.
Great. Okay. Well, if you're gonna be one of those 2 people, we're looking forward
to getting your email.
Yes. Okay. Great. Catch you in the next one.
Yeah. Thanks.